So this is a 2020 Tracker off-road 300cc ATV. It's going to be the same as a Kawasaki Brute or a Articat ALTERRA. They share the same drivetrain, engine, transmission, basic frame, just with different fenders, and I believe there's some different brakes between the different models. I'm going to do an oil change today. This particular ATV has 47 miles on it, but it is almost 2 years old, so we're just going to do the first oil change. First thing you want to do is go ahead and heat the ATV up to get the oil nice and warm and circulated. So we'll turn the show. So the ATV takes 1.4 quarts of oil, depending on where you're at, temperatures and whatnot. You can do a 1040, 540, 1540, or whatever. It takes 1.4 quarts. I got 2 here. And then in order to get the plug off, or the filter, got a 17 millimeter. This has a plug filter, mesh filter, so when you pop the filter off, it'll drain the oil, and then you have a little mesh filter you could clean out for debris, and then you just reinstall it. So you just need your 2 quarts of oil, your wrench with your socket, and then some sort of drain pan. So once your ATV's all warmed up, you can grab your wrench, hop down here underneath. See the drain plug filter bolt right there. Don't need to remove any skid plates or anything. Just once you loosen it, you can loosen it by hand. So you'll notice the plug will come out, a spring, and your filter, which is just a mesh filter. Same way you're going to put it back after you clean it. We'll let that drain out. Alright, once it's done draining, you take your filter spring and cap. Just get it in place here. Alright. This out of the way. Nice and snug. Alright, now that the plug's all put back in, we're going to come down here, remove your oil fill cap. It's a little black cap that goes right in here, and then also we have a oil sight window right there, which will come in handy later. But this takes 1.4 quarts, give or take a little bit. So you go ahead and take your first quart. You can just dump away. So it's right about halfway. Alright, that's probably... Alright, so that looks to be right on the money, maybe a little... Alright, once your oil's added, you got your cap back in place. You can go ahead and start it up, do a leak check, make sure it's not leaking anywhere. Let it get up to temperature. And that's all there is to it. The whole process probably took me 10 minutes. Quarts of oil, about $7 a piece, so it's about 14 bucks doing an oil change on this. Obviously you still have some oil left over, so if you want to buy a bigger jug and get a better deal, you can do that. Pretty simple maintenance. This was the first oil change for this one. A little early. I don't know the service interval, and it probably varies between the 3 manufacturers, but pretty basic.